In a world far from here, across the Pacific Ocean in a land called Thailand and Hong Kong and a few other places over there, I don't even know what to fucking say, guys. This, hey, listener, this movie's got a demon in it made of the blood of 100 demon babies.
Mania!
It's made of blood children.
Welcome to the crossroads of camp, the bastion of the bizarre, the place where low budgets meet high praise. Yes, it's B-Movie Mania. And now, B-Movie Maniacs, here are your hosts, the cream of the crap, the connoisseurs of cult, your cinematic creepy uncles, Paul Brooks, Mike Hayes, Jason Huls, and Crazy Chris Hutson.
Dead children? Did you say dead children?
Yeah. So, hi, listener. Welcome to the show. With me, as always, is Chris Hutson.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yes.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex or you'll have a relapse.
Jason Huls.
Hello, Michael.
And with us is a special guest replacing Paul Ass Brooks. We have with us the wonderful Christopher Arneson.
Call me a hearse. Because this movie killed me.
Welcome, Chris. And then also regular Chris.
Hello. Call me
regular
Dragon.
Jack.
Stay away from sex or you'll have a relapse.
Yeah, we should call him Dragon the rest of the episode,
Okay,
right?
we got
Dragon.
Dragon here.
Oh,
Won't get confusing
yeah.
when we talk about the character in the film called Dragon, but all right.
Hey, Mike. Mike, stay away from sex or you'll have a relapse.
Okay. All right. Now, the listener has heard
repetitive humor.
Was that one of your targeted ads, Chris, for watching this on this app?
I believe it was, yes. It's like beautiful music. Mike, lay in the beautiful music. Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex or you'll have a relapse.
Cool. Now, Mike, take that little bit and just drop it into this episode every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes.
I don't...
Don't even edit it in an appropriate time. Literally just look at the timeline and every 10 minutes drop this in.
Oh,
So
you're
if you hear
alluding to
interruptions, that's why.
the ads that we had when we watched this.
I don't think
Yeah.
he'll need
Oh.
to, Jay, because I'll probably just say it spontaneously.
Probably just keep saying it. So we watched the 1986 Hong Kong film, The Seventh Curse, sub-starring Chow Yun-Fat. Because that's the only name I know.
In this one, we'll call him Chow Yun-Fat.
We had to watch this movie, The Seventh Curse, on an app called Asian Crush, which does have a zillion ads in it. But it was free, so...
That's true.
Although, note to our listeners, if you watch Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex or you'll have a relapse.
Apparently it's also on Crackle, so the ads might be better on Crackle.
That sounded like the best service of all if it was crack.
Yeah. So I told you guys we had to watch it on this app because I did purchase it on Amazon myself for money, but it is the original, Mandarin language, version. And there's just something about these real bad dubs that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whoever dubbed the villain's voice. Oh man. I
love-
mean, just
I love
chef's kiss there.
Was it Steve
amazing.
Odenkirk that did the villain's voice? Because it's like Mike said shirt ripper at some point, and I thought it was in the movie.
He does rip a lot of shirts.
He rips a ton of shirts. He gets like a giant claw too. Oh my gosh, we gotta cycle through this. But,
I don't.
yeah.
It's like this high pitched kind of voice. Honestly, I had to look up and make sure it wasn't the Prince of Magic that did the voice for the villain.
Yeah. I thought it was like the Prince of Magic's evil brother or something.
I think these shitty dubs always have like 2 or 3 high-pitched voices, usually the sidekick. I don't think I've ever seen it as the villain before, but hey, Prince of Magic. Prince of Magic. shit!
Shit!
Oh!
Poof, motherfuckers! It's me, the Prince of Magic!
Wow, he killed
You summoned me with Beetlejuice rules! Say thy name 3 times and I shall appear!
Oh, shit.
What the fuck do you idiots want?
We just watched a movie we thought you might have been in.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
The Seventh Curse.
IMDb has not put me on their website yet.
Oh, the Seventh Curse. We thought you might have dubbed in the English vocals for the villain. Is that you?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
But I have seen that movie.
Oh, well,
I like to keep track of all the different witchcrafts they make in different sorts of films.
You know, I'm seeing on IMDb right now that villain's voice was dubbed by, I don't know if there's any relation to you, but the Prince of Morgic.
Morgic.
Prince of Margic! That
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Oh no.
He's my step half-brother.
Oh, shit.
The evilest of brothers.
He's super much a dick.
Well, okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Prince of Magic. Is there anything you wanted to say about this movie while we got you here?
Don't fuck with worm magic tribe people.
Oh, okay.
They're crazy.
It's good
They'll
advice.
put worms in everything. It's terrible. It's gross. I went
pretty
to a
gross.
Thanksgiving at Worm Magic once, and it was just a bunch of worms. And I was surprised. I felt like a huge dick.
Oh, well, that would be troublesome. I'm sure. That sucks.
Who's this other idiot here?
Who,
Who
Chris?
the fuck are you?
Chris Arneson?
Anyway, yeah. Hi.
We have a full house tonight.
Oh, good. A special guest. Where the hell is the skinny one that you guys usually have?
Jetpack accident.
He's
we
jetpack
don't know.
accident.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. So sorry about that. I could have used magic. I could fix something like that. You know that, right?
I think he fueled his jetpack with worms.
Yeah.
Like a worm tribe thing. I don't know.
He started watching this and worms shot out of the
Oh, my
jetpack.
God. Stop talking about worms. It gross me out. They're gross.
Sorry.
Ah. You know what? I'm getting out of here.
Okay.
You idiots need anything else, you let me know. I'll take over this other numbskull's body or something.
Okay.
Prince of Magic, out!
Oh, Chris, are you okay, buddy?
Ow, what the fuck? I just, like, a little circle like this formed in my leg and it blew up.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's
was that?
blood curse magic.
Blood curse magic. Shit. Well, speaking of blood curses, maybe we should actually say what this fucking movie is.
Hey, Chris. Hey, since you've got the blood curse, call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
Does anyone have the synopsis up of this thing?
Oh, I got this thing. I got it for you. A young, heroic cop in the jungle of Thailand attempts to rescue a beautiful girl from being sacrificed to the worm tribe she belongs to. As a result, the cop is damned with 7 blood curses, which burst through his leg periodically. When the 7th bursts, he will die. But Betsy, the beauty he saved, stops the curse with an antidote that lasts only 1 year. So on the advice of Wisely, Chow Yun-Fat, he heads back to Thailand to find a permanent cure. Action ensues as the cop and cohorts battle the evil sorcerer of the Worm Tribe, a hideous, bloodthirsty baby-like creature, and old ancestor, a skeleton with glowing blue eyes that transforms into a monster that is a cross between Rodan and Alien. That's a pretty good description, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Real quick, before we get into more of this, these names are going to confuse the shit out of me. The girl's name was Betsy.
The river girl was Betsy.
That is not what I got from watching this movie.
No.
I thought it was like Muja or something.
It probably, well, the English dubs probably to put different names in it, right? They were calling Chow Yun-Fat Wesley, but his name's like Wisely, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was Leslie.
Way, I have, in IMDb, he's just Way.
Yeah. It's based on a book series, the stories of Wisely.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to check that out.
Oh, there's some stuff, man.
Oh, can we do quick takes now? I just want to talk about this thing I had to say about this thing, and I've been holding on to it.
Thank you.
Quick takes.
All right, Jay, what's that quick take of yours?
This movie is in the Indiana Jones universe. I watched this movie and thought, this is what happens when Short Round grows up. Like, he's a doctor, he's a kung fu guy, which, you know, they kind of show in Temple of Doom, and it's just this bonkers, crazy action movie in Thailand. Like, I just thought, man, this you could just plug this right in right after Temple of Doom.
There's even like a little rolling boulder sort of gag.
Yes. There's
multiple
similar action set pieces.
Chris Hutson.
Pay attention to how well thought out the police raid at the beginning of this movie is, and that mirrors exactly how well the rest of the movie is thought out.
Oh, okay. Chris,
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know what
not
that
very
even
well at all.
means.
It's just crazy, just things happening at random.
It's fair. Chris Arneson, what's your quick take?
This was the best movie I've ever seen that I found on Instagram.
Mike, what about you?
Who, me? Oh, man. This movie blood cursed me in the heart, but in a good way. I guess.
Wow.
Well, let's get through this episode before your heart explodes.
Yeah, Mike, that's by the time the 7th explosion hits your heart, you're going to bleed out and die. And I don't want to be around for
Sorry.
that. I don't
Well,
have, I don't have
expound
a
upon
cure.
that for me, Chris Hudson. Why did you say that?
Well, because we all know how much you don't stay away from sex, and you're going to have a relapse.
Jay.
No,
why? What
are you getting at? What are you getting at, Mike?
Curses?
Well, look, the blood curse causes his legs to explode at different times. And the thing is, when the last blood curse hits him, it's going to be his heart, and then he'll bleed out and die.
See, I have an issue with
so
this.
he's on a timetable.
I have an issue with this, okay? Because everyone says, oh, the 7th one hits and you're going to die. But the previous 6 that hits him, they heal instantly. Who's to say the 7th one won't?
Yeah, there is a little bit of... And when... Okay, so when we say his legs explode, it's pretty much an old school 80s squib effect of blood flying out of his legs like he got shot. It's pretty dramatic.
Oh, and all his veins popping out too.
Yeah, his veins popping. That's sweet.
And it impairs him for like 30 seconds, 40 seconds tops.
It's like a zit. It's like someone popped a zit in his
exactly.
back. Yeah.
Exactly. A big
Like,
old
ouch.
Pimple popper rolls in,
gooey zit.
blows out his legs, and takes off.
I love how everyone in this movie that he's all his friends are like they're experts on witches, but just like a certain variety of witch. Like everyone's got an answer for one witch.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking that this curse was given to him when he had, saved a woman being sacrificed? He got trapped by the people and they cursed him. But I believe the evil villain guy took bullets out of a body and then fed it to him. Are these
Was that it?
I think that's what that was.
I think it is.
I think so.
It's bullets shooting out of his blood or something, I think. I don't know.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense now because it's well known that if you eat bullets, they enter the bloodstream, and if you don't take care of that,
They just slither around your arteries and capillaries. Just
and when you have sex, those things pop off. Pop out, pop out.
I like that it took a year, and then he's got like 7 days after that. It's like every 24 hours from the last day it started, and then like every time he knows when the next blood curse is gonna happen, but he's always in the middle of a fight. Like half the time he's in the middle of a fight. So like he just look at his watch and be like, I got like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
No fights right now, please.
Yeah, like please leave me alone. I got a blood curse coming.
No, he's like, it's 5 p.m. I got to get into my fight routine. All right, and then because it happens every 24 hours, and the reason the year stopped because he got 2 blue when he got it back in the day when he saved that woman, but then as a thank you, this woman cut part of her boob off and fed it to him, and that was the anecdote.
I think that was a tumor. She had breast cancer.
Okay, that's another thing. What the hell was that? She cuts open her boob and pulls out it's like a gore-soaked ping pong ball and shoves it down his mouth. He eats some weird shit in this movie. He eats a glowing ball.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
eats a part of a woman's gore ping pong boob. It's all over the place. I'm sure he probably ate some of those worms.
Oh, no
Oh,
doubt
yeah.
he like slurped up a couple worms when he like behind the camera. Like it's not on camera, but he's like,
I like this main character though, man. I think he's
Professor
a
Young.
good actor for this role because he has to do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, so Chris Hutson, earlier you talked about how messy this opening scene. We don't have to, we're not going point by point on this fucker.
No.
Yeah. But there's
How
like.
could you?
Yeah.
The movie purposely changed. Like, you could edit this movie and make everything like you could. Like, there's a flashback in the first 10 minutes of it, which is like suddenly 25 minutes of the movie. But you could edit this movie to be like to never have a flashback, and it would still make sense. I think that's kind of amazing, actually.
You could, and it was weird that Mr. Yun-Fat was in the movie for about 30 seconds before they cut to a 25-minute long flashback.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they pick up, and there's like, oh yeah, remember Chow Yun-Fat? He's in this. Remember this was all a flashback? Yeah.
And then, cuts back to him talking, but he does show up out of nowhere at the end of the movie, too.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much randomness in this movie, and I while I'm watching this, I feel like this isn't a cut that was made because they needed to get this thing to 80 minutes. I feel like there's a 90-minute movie here that would just add certain shots that would connect all the scenes and make them make just a little bit more sense because, man, it just flies, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you just are dropped in to the next set piece before you even knew what happened.
Yeah.
It's quick.
That first
It feels
scene,
quick.
Hudson, you mentioned that police scene. That's a mess.
Oh, God.
But that's how we start the movie. We're just dropped into a hostage negotiation, right?
Yep. And it's kind of a James Bond sort of setup where you've got kind of a big set piece that doesn't really connect to the rest of the movie.
It's kind of what Indiana Jones does too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't every
yeah,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones you catch in at the middle or the end of an adventure, right? And that's kind of what this is, except it's a hostage negotiation where the police just mow down these I'm assuming terrorists or whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, before that, it's because we're introduced to our Dr. Hero character because one of the hostages has a heart attack. Now, and a setup for later on about how there are people in peril, but that don't really matter later on. This heart attack victim is like, it takes them, okay, it's like 2 minutes in like the edited for the movie. But it's like this person had a heart attack. They had to call a doctor who then had to arrive. If you think this through, it's like 2 hours since the guy had a heart attack.
Yeah. Now,
Is that the guy dangling off the side of the building?
Yeah.
What was that about?
There's another person. They just dangle another hostage. Say, hey, we've got a person with a heart attack here, and here's a dude just dangling for no reason.
Yeah, they have a rope around him and they're hanging him out the building.
I thought that was the heart attack victim, and they were like, "We got a guy with a heart attack. We're giving him back to you."
Yeah,
lower him
I was like,
down.
well, those terrorists aren't that bad if they're giving away the heart attack guy. Like, that's
What's the
pretty
thing?
nice,
Like
but-
he goes in there with a nurse who's a cop undercover, but it's actually this reporter woman that keeps following him around the whole movie.
Because she beats that cop over the head with a brick.
with a brick. Yeah. She gets into a van. With no one notices that she's in, the other person doesn't notice. She's like too busy changing, and then she's like, bam, brick to the back of the head.
This reporter is a master of infiltration. She shows up everywhere she's not wanted.
That's a really good point, Arneson. Like, the fact that she didn't notice her get in the van, because it's one of those big sliding door metal vans, right? She
Yeah.
had to get in by like, clunk, slide, like, and then hear her do that.
I'm telling you, she's like a master espionage agent.
Yeah.
And they go in there, and then there's like my favorite line in the movie is like right up front because it's just another woman frisks her when they get in there, and she goes, "Don't worry, I'm a woman too." Like,
And then she gropes her. It's a total
Yeah.
rope moment.
oh, I didn't. Oh.
Oh God! It's that line and some stuff, all that stuff, just really kicks you into the movie. You know what you're getting into. If it's just going to be insane, and don't try to make sense of it necessarily.
No, don't.
And then grappling bazookas.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a grappling
Grappling hook
bazooka.
bazookas.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
so good.
let's
cool.
not forget that they want the doctor to smuggle in a bomb in the first aid kit they give him.
To save the hostages?
To save the hostages.
Oh yeah, and then he asks why he's like, why'd you call me? And they say, because we've heard you're heroic, and that's all you need.
Yeah, and then when he's walking up and the terrorists shoot in front of him, he's just like, what? And they're shooting bullets right in front of his feet. He doesn't care.
No, he's gonna kick him and punch him a lot.
Well,
It'll be fine.
he's
right.
heroic.
I just picture him like going on to IMDb later and then adding heroic to his like job description page or something like that.
It's on his resume.
A cop said I was heroic. Yeah, so the movie starts out with that, and then a lot of vagueness. He goes back to his house.
Oh yeah, he goes back to his
apartment,
apartment house or whatever. Yeah.
and there's a strange woman in it.
Wait, can we not talk about the airbag?
Oh sure.
The airbed.
Oh, because there's the pool dinner scene, right? And so
Yeah,
they like
yeah.
mingle
Oh,
and
my
stuff. And then the journalist, this reporter woman, who has hijacked being with him basically, tries to follow him home, right? And then there's an airbag scene with this car, Chris, and we know that's going to be terrible. Airbags, there must have been a collision.
Yeah, well, right. Because, okay, so the doc gets in his Porsche, drives off, but this reporter, at the beginning it doesn't make sense, and it still doesn't really make a lot of sense at the end, but the reporter drives up next to him in a fucking Ferrari. Wow. Really well-paid journalist, apparently, at this point.
That Ferrari money.
Yeah.
They do
reporter
reveal her.
Yeah,
like,
she's rich. She's
Yeah, her
loaded.
dad's rich or whatever.
But
her uncle.
I really like this. Must not have been the first time this ever happened to the doctor, because he pulls out this like kind of balloony bag thing, hooks a hose up to his exhaust, cranks up the engine, and it inflates underneath the rear wheels of her car, so she can't drive, and he just leaves.
This guy has a lot of James Bond and
Yeah.
Q inventions, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got the grapple bazooka. He's got the car getaway thing. He's driving around in like an Aston Martin or something.
It's fantastic. Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
So he goes home. In Arneson, there's an
Pier 1
intruder.
imports.
Yeah, he goes home to Pier 1. He lives in a Pier 1 store.
He lives in a
He
Pier 1
does.
store.
Yeah.
And there's a
And-
French woman in there.
Well, but he's scared of it too, isn't he? He's like, you get the thing of like the tense music, like someone's in here, and then we just see a sexy lady in the shower. But this is a woman. Wait, does she even come into play ever again?
No.
No.
Okay.
Did she die
She
there?
is simply there to have sex with him.
Oh, yeah. They
And
have
to kick
sex.
off, this kicks off the blood curse. Because,
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
well, do I really need to say it again?
No, well, what's awesome about this is he has, in his Pier 1 home, he has a creek running through his house.
It's
I
great.
thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
him and his girl are getting into it. You know, they're gonna,
Bone
make with the
down.
sexy time and all that. And then Warrior breaks in, right? Just like, oh, there's a ninja here now, and they start fighting, and they have a big ninja fight.
The only thing surprising about this part is that it's only one guy busted in to fight him. Usually it's like
Yes.
20.
But we find out he's an old friend that our hero doesn't seem to remember for no
Dragon.
explained reason, and his amnesia. It's not like amnesia, right? He just doesn't remember, and then the guy jogs his memory and is like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. We went on this giant adventure where I got blood fucking cursed."
Was Dragon a part of that adventure though? I thought he wasn't. I thought
Yeah, I don't think he
the
was.
girl was.
The
girl
yeah,
was.
I forget her name, but yeah, she sent Dragon back because she knew that the curse thing that she did to break the curse was gonna end in a year.
That's right. That's right. We find out, we find out that he's got the curse thing and it's all this kind of stuff. And then he goes to Chow Yun-Fat's place, who's like the adventurer. He's the Indiana Jones of this universe, but doesn't Indiana Jones at all in this one. This guy does it for him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he gets trying to get his witchcraft advice, and then we get this 25-minute long flashback, which is pretty great.
Hey, real quick before we get into the flashback, what's your guys' commercial count at this point?
Oh, I don't have
15.
it listed.
Like, it's a million.
Yeah.
I think we're in the doubles. I think we're at least in the tens at this point. In the
I legit got I got Wisconsin commercials.
Okay.
I should go to Wisconsin, and I would get 2 or 3 Wisconsin commercials in the same ad break.
We had that with Menards. We learned a lot about saving big money.
Really?
Yeah.
I also got something called the Piercing Pagoda, and I don't know what that is.
The only one that I really wrote down was just starring one of the guys from Hamilton. So.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, we get this big old long flashback, and it's just basically how we meet the villain, the witch doctor, or whatever it is of this area, this worm tribe.
The sorcerer.
Sacrificing people. Sorcerer. That's the right word. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Prince of Magic.
Doc was out looking for herbs to treat the AIDS.
Yeah.
That's why he was out in the jungle.
Wait, speaking of that, should we see if the Prince of Magic will talk about this guy for us?
I mean, I'm sure the sorcerer knows the Prince of Magic.
Poof! Bang! Shit! Ow! Fuck! Oh,
no.
God! Oh! Oh my God! I stubbed my toe in the way in.
Sorry,
What the hell?
Sorry, POM. We wanted to ask you something, if that's all right.
What's up? What's going on, huh?
Well, we want to talk about the sorcerer in the Seventh Curse movie, and thought you would be someone who would maybe know a bit about him and would be interested in talking about it.
That guy's a perv. You can tell. You can definitely tell that he's a pervert.
This isn't helpful, Prince of Magic. Okay.
What? He's a pervert.
Okay.
Some magicians are perverts. Some sorcerers are perverts.
That's fair. Do you have anything else to add? Any other inside info?
That shit is real. Worm magic is totally real, and it's gross. It freaks me out and it's gross. I don't like worms. I hate them. You see that part where he catches the guy and he ties them both up in the flashback part?
Yeah, that's what
And
we're
then
talking about.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God, it's disgusting. I hate it. Oh. He puts the cream, he puts the salsa verde on the man's head, and then his head pops up and he becomes all gross looking and he starts ripping all his flesh off of his face and pulling his shirt off and slapping his big fat tummy around and ripping that up.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Who? That's perverted. That's what a pervert does.
That's fair.
I would never do that. Ever. I use my magic for good. Or pranks.
Yeah, good pranks. I mean,
Bad prank.
oh boy.
What about worm pranks?
Worm pranks are gross.
Yeah, the worms came all out of his body. Do you think our hero Professor Yun slurped down some of those worms?
He absolutely slurped some worms.
Okay.
There's no way. We don't even know what they put in his mouth. You assume it's bullets, but it could be more worms!
Oh, that's true. Oh, well, thank you, Prince of Magic. Can we get Arneson back so he can tell us about something else?
Yes. 1 second, please. Goodbye!
Oh, boy, that's an exit. Holy shit.
Oh my God, guys! Oh my God, it happened again. Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, we
my
noticed.
God.
Sorry.
I have a hole in my leg again. My other leg.
Oh no.
That's the second curse.
Oh, it's bleeding. It's bleeding a little bit, but not a lot. I think I'm okay.
Oh,
I think I'm okay.
Good.
It'll heal in a
Oh
few
my God!
seconds.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen 5 more times.
Call me dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
So our guy gets cursed, and then we jump back to the. What?
there's a meet cute with a lot more nudity than you'd see in American movies.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, just a transparent white thing.
Like a t-shirt or something. Worm Tribe t-shirt.
All that confused me because I felt like she was trying to escape, and then she just goes back to Worm Tribe land, and
Yeah, she was taking a bath, and then she got mesmerized by his broken binoculars.
Oh, binoculars. Yeah.
oh
It's
yeah,
like, what is this magic?
Yeah. Smashes them on the ground.
Yeah, she smashes him on the ground, and then he goes, "You can keep them." He's like,
Thanks
I
for
don't
your
care.
junk,
I
dude.
saw 2 nipples, so I'm good. He's a grown man with a doctorate. Like, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's like, boobs.
We also, I guess, in this flashback, we meet the baby.
Yeah.
Demon baby.
It's fucking.
It's
thing.
hiding in his coat. What a reveal of a demon
Yeah,
baby.
it
If
just
you're gonna
comes out of
reveal a
nowhere.
demon baby, whip your coat open to the side and let that thing fly out.
Yeah.
It was
That was the most Mortal Kombat shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, because okay, so they're gonna sacrifice this girl, and our doctor's watching with his gang of people, which is hysterical because the girl goes back to the worm tribe, doctor goes back to his AIDS
Science
research
tribe.
people, and then later that night, they're hearing drums and stuff, and the leader of the expedition's like, oh, they're gonna sacrifice some people, but you should definitely not go, and they're like, okay. And the next scene, there's like a dozen of them that are going to look.
What better way to get a group of scientists to go check out some? Well, I mean, the doc probably talked about the boobs he saw. That's probably why they left.
Definitely.
Probably.
He's like, there's a bunch of hot women over here at the worm tribe. Let's go check them out. And they did. And then they see this guy stand up. I don't know if it was the woman's father or whatever, but he has a problem with them sacrificing this girl. And our Prince of Morgic, he's like, oh yeah? Whips open his coat. Demon fetus with a tail flies out.
He did like sleight of hand magic to reveal the baby. It was like under his sleeve, and he just like kind of like lifted it up, and it was like, meh.
And it doesn't just bite this guy. It burrows into his
God.
chest and pops out of him.
You get a lot of really great close-ups of this fucking thing's face with blood all over.
And it does not move. Like the facial features of this thing, dude, it is 100%
It's a sad
puppet.
fucking puppet.
It's like a hand puppet or something. There's like 2 people with like black silhouette
God.
costumes behind it or something.
It's glorious. Oh, God.
It was so great though.
It's a beautiful, really swinging for the fences, bad puppet, and it's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because you're watching this and you're like, this movie is, it's like impossible to predict what's going to happen from one scene to the next. You don't know if you're going to jump into a 25-minute flashback or if the villain's going to open his coat and a big bloody demon fetus is going to fly out. You don't know.
It's great because this isn't the only puppet fight in the movie.
No.
Oh, no.
And it does begin on puppet, which makes it so
God,
good.
that was...
Yeah, well,
God.
What's this other puppet, Hudson?
Oh, God. So the other puppet is the ancestor, which I guess is the ancestor of some sort of god demon of the worm tribe. Mm-hmm. And it's just your standard sort of like Halloween skeleton, but kind of like up budget kind of thing.
A little bit.
It changes a lot wildly
God,
at
it
times.
does.
Like from like shot to shot, it's like Halloween puppet, guy in a suit. Halloween puppet, guy in a suit. And then like there's parts where they're fighting it and they're just like throwing the hands up, like it's just slapping people in the face.
It looks as if, I don't know who all watched the Craig Kilborn show back in the day, but he had a sidekick skeleton, and it's about the quality of that fucking thing. It is just... I feel they're holding the puppet and they're like leaning it against people like it's like they're like hitting people with a stick, but it's a skeleton puppet, as if it's.
But here's the thing about it though, like yes, it's a crappy puppet in some of the shots, but our doctor, the actor, is selling it.
Oh,
like he's selling the hell out of it because this thing is supposed to be super strong. So imagine whatever listener, whatever you bad image you have of this crappy old skeleton puppet. But then add in like wire work, where this thing is throwing the actor around the set.
Yes.
It is such this weird juxtaposition of low budget puppet stuff, but like also superpower
It did like a backflip out of
God.
the crypt.
Oh,
initially,
yeah.
and it looks so good. And then they're like, "That's our whole budget on that puppet." Like, so we got to use the rest of it later when it turns into a pterodactyl. So.
Imagine there's so much wire. God, it does turn into a pterodactyl. It's like it looks like a xenomorph with a huge
God damn it.
overbite. It is.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, yeah. And it sort of does that in that scene as he fights it for a little bit, and then it does he beat it? It's like
Sort of.
He gets away from it. Like
Yeah.
they
I
get
I think
out
they
of
just
there.
run.
Like,
I think he just runs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
He
kills.
saves-
They just edit away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it kills the other guy. Yeah. It rips the other dude's head off and starts sucking out the blood and eating shit. And I think that's when they're edited away.
Well, before he got his head sucked off, he did also like totally piss his pants.
Oh,
yeah,
there's
He showed like a very
Yeah.
gratuitous piss, like a fountain drink of piss, like going shooting out of his fucking legs.
It was an accident. He had a Mountain Dew from the 7-Eleven and it spilled and they just kept it in.
You know, you said it, Chris. Like, you have Skeleton Puppet turning into the black pterodactyl. But it's like, why? Why do that? Like, you could have just had the Skeleton Puppet, or you could have just had the pterodactyl thing. But no, this movie's like, we have all
Fuck
these
it.
ideas. Let's do all of them. Like, let's just throw everything at the kitchens, everything at the viewer.
It does feel
that's
like,
what I like
their
about
production team like saw a bunch of movies they really liked, wrote them all down, and were like, "We got to do.
We're
all
doing
of these.
everything.
We got to
Yep.
do Alien. We gotta
Demon
do-
baby.
Well, don't forget, guys, this is based on an actual novel. So you can read this. So the author saw a bunch of movies. And I want you to know that there are 161 stories
Oh,
about
God.
Wisely in 156 novels. So we got some time.
How many of them
What?
include skeletons? How many of them have pterodactyls? And how many of them have both?
Hopefully all of them.
Nice.
Wait,
oh my
These
god.
are books based off of Chow Yun-Fat's character in the movie.
Yes, the books are first. But the main character in these is Chow Yun-Fat's character.
Oh,
Okay.
man, I'm gonna read one. Chris, we got to do a book report.
Yeah,
on
I'm
this.
down for a book review on this.
How many movies of this book series have been made?
So as far as I can see, there are 3, maybe 4 movies, and there are 2 TV series, including guys. Okay, you remember how Indiana Jones had the Young Adventures of Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Vaguely,
Well,
but yes.
there's a TV series in 1998 called The New Adventures of Wisely,
Oh,
And-
shit.
and
Now, is
also
this-
there's a series called The W Files that came out in 2003, and it's about him.
Wow.
The W Files.
Now, do you think this is the sort of like one season per book kind of show?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have
Really
to
going
read all these
expansive
books.
with it, Chris. They're gonna get 163 seasons of.
Yeah, there's 150 seasons of this show. It's very famous. We're just ignorant. We don't know. It's from, you know.
That's what it is. We just don't know. Oh, also, this should be noted, the director also directed a famous martial arts film that we all love.
Mortal Kombat.
Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky.
Oh, shit. Yeah, nice.
Which makes sense knowing the special effects in that there's some of this latex blood work
and
and explosions.
They're both Golden Harvest movies.
Well, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the flashback happened. It includes all of that. And then the flashback ends, and at least my brain went, what the fuck?
Well-
that wasn't the whole movie? Because that's a movie arc.
Well, no, the flashback doesn't quite end. You get the whole slaughter of all the scientists. Like the worm triad
but
attacks the scientists.
Yeah.
I don't want the listener to think the flashback just ends there. No, there's a bunch of slaughter, and there's the blood curse, and then there's the tumor where he eats the tumor from the girl.
Yeah, he eats the boob tumor.
Yeah.
Or boomer. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the army of ninjas attacks right after they escape from the sorcerer, and
Yeah.
I noticed there's like 20 dudes piled on top of this car, and you
yeah.
see it drive into a burning tent. There's no way to do this safely.
No. And they didn't, because it was 1985. They were just
Right.
throwing people at fire.
Yep.
They had so many fight scenes versus cars in this movie.
God, there is so many.
Though I would like to point out the fight scenes in this were it was nice to see really good fight scenes in this after we just watched Parole Violators, which had humorously bad fight scenes in it. So the difference is such a good
oh man,
contrast of actual good fight scenes.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
So everyone gets slaughtered, and they get cursed, and, but it cuts out to this flashback. Chow Yun-Fat's back. You're like, oh, yeah, that's the guy I know.
Then the title of the movie appears. The movie officially starts.
And the movie starts. But then, so we get a scene of that, and they're like, he just says, yeah, you should go to Thailand and fix your shit up. And then we just end up back in Thailand, and we're going to start again.
Yep.
Yeah, and Chow Yun-Fat's like, I'll be there in a couple days.
Yeah, don't worry. You go.
Don't worry about it. I'll be there.
And
Just
it turns
go
out,
do your thing.
Turns out the journalist woman that's been, creeping on him the whole time is Chow Yun-Fat's sister. It's the whole thing.
And she's loaded.
She's loaded. She's got I don't know, it's weird. But we do find out here that the flying baby demon is made out of the blood of 100 children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
it can fly, suck blood, and kill mercilessly.
Mm-hmm. So the point of this last half then is, okay, it's more... They find, I keep saying this, that the demon is made of the blood of 100 children. Yeah. And you'd think that would be the concern.
You'd think.
But it's not. They do not care. Spoiler, 100 children die in this.
Well, okay, they do... Dragon is there to save the kids. That was Dragon's whole.
Yeah.
Once we get to Thailand, and the doctor meets up with Dragon again, Dragon's like, all right, we got to save these kids. So we got to save the kids. Yeah. You got to stop the blood curse. There's several things happening.
Oh, okay.
You got to repair the lady's face. Her face is like half Freddy
Betsy's
Krueger.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, she got half a Krueger.
Yeah,
okay.
So everybody's got a goal here that they're trying to accomplish.
I mean, really feels like real life here because you don't always have just one thing at a time to do. You've got 50 things going on in your day, right? You've got to break your blood curse. You got to save Betsy's face. You got to save the 100 children. You're not going to succeed at all of them. Some of those things have
not to mention stomping on the blood demon.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of those things you're not going to be able to finish.
There's a point in the movie where you do see them shove 2 children into just a stone juicer.
It's like a toddler juicer.
And they go for it. They push, the kids jump into it, and then these stones come together, and blood, you hear like a popping and blood spraying. Like you hear the skulls of children pop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're like 99, 100. Yay!
No.
We were watching this, and I go, oh my God, they're actually killing these children.
Oh my God.
And Chris goes, and they all died because the demon got made. So we know all 100 died.
Oh God.
That's true.
Oh no.
So in 3 years, when this curse has to be redone, maybe we're saving the future 300 kid or 100 kids up back, in the future. But this time around, 100 children were pushed into a stone juicer and then made into a demon flying baby.
I love that it's like a bowl at the bottom of this juicer too, and there's just a shit ton of blood. It's like, it's been filled for like an hour, and they're just constantly putting more and more blood into this. It's a bowl. It's just a bowl. It's just a tiny bowl.
Those cultists are so cheerful, just tossing the babies like fire line, kind of fire bucket style. Here you go, and then whoop into the juicer. Whoop into the juicer.
Like they're on the assembly line at a Subway or something. Like at the Jimmy John's.
We gotta make sure these children are fresh.
We got 100 kids of juice, guys. We got a long day. Let's get it done. I want to get home.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
They rescue the reporter who goes with them into the woods.
Well, she gets her own curse now.
Yeah, and then gets into a fight with our hero, and then she falls into a trap after she shows everybody that she's researched jungle traps before, so she's very knowledgeable on them.
She watched some YouTube videos.
Falls into it. Yeah, and So they have to end up rescuing her instead of 100 kids who all die.
They choose her, not the
And-
100 children.
Yeah.
Note that.
And
they see children pushed into the juicer.
It's too late for the 100 children. They're cutting their losses by saving her.
They could have got 2 of the kids.
Like they're like really late or something. It's like
They're
those
so
kids were
late.
abducted like 3 weeks ago, and they've just been juicing kids the whole time. Where have you guys been? Well, we've been setting the rest of the movie up.
So they rescue Sally, and she's got her blood curse is she's in some crazy berserker rage.
Well, she's got a
So
black curse.
when they wake her up, she grabs the nearest machete and starts trying to kill anything she sees.
And then he clarifies, she's very strong, and she kicks a guy through a house.
Oh,
That was sweet.
on wire work, right? Like his body just
Yeah.
folds in half and flies into the house. It's
There
fucking
is
great.
so much of that wire work in this movie.
Oh, it's-
like
Yeah.
people. There's no way that those people got out of it without being injured. There's no way. They were just
Yep,
like yanking
somebody
them with
still
all their
feels it.
might. Like they were attached to a car or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we gotta pull you through a whole house, man. So we're gonna need a car to do it.
It's probably
Like,
that
okay.
Jeep they drove through the fucking temple market, right? That just smashed everything on this Jeep with every actor just getting maimed.
That was the most effective car commercial I've ever seen in my entire
Oh,
life.
God.
I need a Jeep.
I was like, I need a Mitsubishi, whatever that is.
Yeah. Did we say that it drives up the stairs?
It
No,
drives
but it
up the
does.
stairs.
Drives up the stairs.
And that's where they stop and get
It's
out
like
and start
crazy fast.
kicking people. Yes, it's so good. They back up and like do like a 5-point turn into all these different guys.
And Dragon's just got a bow when they get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using a bow in close quarters caves fighting. Like he's not like far away. Like he's like really close to people, just shooting arrows into them.
With like explosive arrows, though.
This is where they're climbing the statue.
Yeah, this is where they get in to climb the Buddha that's got the ashes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like what, glowing eyes. The ashes are glowing
Yeah.
eyes of this giant 3-story statue they got to climb up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty peaceful
And
climbing,
monks
though.
start flying out of it.
Yeah, they get there and it seems like it's going to be an easy climb. You know, just another day at the rock gym. And then a bunch of monks appear on it who may or may not be ghosts also.
It's another crazy fight.
It's an amazing fight, actually. 'Cause they're fighting on a giant,
really good.
like, Fabergé egg Buddha statue that they made for the movie.
It's spewing blood.
Well, oh my god, yeah. They like yell, "We want the eyes only to help someone," and the monks are like, "All right, fine, we believe you."
All right.
And then
You shot a bunch of us, but okay.
yeah, okay. So then the Buddha cries. There's pink lightning, and then
And then the head falls off, and they do an Indiana Jones runaway scene. And it.
being careful not to slip in the blood that just gushed out of the Buddha too. They swallow an eye that's filled with like ancient ash or something, and they got to bring the other eye to Sally. Is that what fixes her?
No. What fixes Sally is, I wrote this down. I think they need to kill a cow and let her bathe in the placenta, and also to kill a black dog.
Oh, but you
Yes.
forgot the 5 other black animals they had to kill.
Black snake, black rat, black horse,
That's right.
black lizard.
And to get all the
Which
blood.
they do, right?
do, because there's a bathtub of blood she goes
Yeah.
into.
Right, but then she wakes up and it's milk.
Oh, yeah, and she wakes up and it's milk.
No, they got way less child's blood out of 100 kids. It was just a large bowl, but not large enough for 100 kids' juiced blood.
Well, and we did skip one important thing that's going to come back later, is that at one point the witch doctor tells the little baby blood demon to go kill the main character. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
tries to kill them in this dark house, and they fight it. But it's almost like they were ready for it to come and show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, does this sound? I mean, this has got to sound crazy to anybody listening to this. Just the things that we're saying are bonkers, and this is all just jam packed into 80 minutes.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
If it sounds like we're having a hard time describing where the movie's going, it's because it's so hard to follow sometimes, because it feels like the scenes could be interchangeable and they would still make sense, you know? They could do any of these things at any given order in the movie and it'd be like, okay, yeah, we still got to the conclusion.
Yeah.
100 kids still died. So.
So they get the eyes and they eat the eye, or the main character eats the eye to cure his blood curse, and then the skeleton guy drives a coffin around like it's a Dragula.
Oh, God. The
for a while,
coffin chases them. That's so fucking great. This fucking coffin. God damn it. Well, they throw the Prince of Morgic onto the coffin as they're fighting him. He's trying to summon the ancestor.
He takes out a big claw hand like he's gonna be a badass in fight, and they just kick him like twice, and he like flips over the coffin, and then that's the end of him.
That's the one thing I was disappointed by with this movie. Like that dude, I really liked that sorcerer character because he's so quirky and weird, and he puts on this giant claw, and you're like, this is gonna be cool, and Dragon just. Beats the shit out of him. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, he lands on the coffin, and then the old ancestor grabs him and pulls him down into it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. He's done.
And then the coffin fucking takes off. It chases them around everywhere.
It's like a wacky racer or something.
Yes. Yes.
Like Yogi Bear's on top of it with Boo Boo.
Oh my God.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
It's great. Credits.
No.
There's puppet on puppet action.
Oh, let's talk about the puppet.
I really lost it here.
This was sweet, okay? So it's this big fight, and the ancestor's back, and the woman, it's Chow Yun-Fat's wife or whatever in the film.
No clue. They never really introduce her.
They don't. She's just kind of there. And then you got the evil puppet pterodactyl thing. She's like, basically like, hey, blood demon, opens up her coat. Go get it. Mm-hmm. And so she uses the evil little baby blood demon against the other evil blood demon.
The little baby blood demon's working for the good guys now.
Yeah.
How?
It's a face turn.
We didn't get to see it, but that's fine. I'm sure it was a boring thing. You had to kill a bunch of animals and put it in the blood or something.
Yeah.
Feed it worms for
I
an
thought
hour.
that was fun.
It was so, and then because they're both clumsy puppets. They're not. It looks like it's this, this obviously like that you don't see any wires or any people with this fight, but it looks, hand puppets you see in like medieval hand puppets that like beat each other like with a little club, and it looks really silly because it's a hand slapping a hand.
Like a Punch and Judy thing. Yeah.
Yes, it looks like that, but full scale. And a skeleton and a flying demon. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the skeleton has now become a huge alien pterodactyl.
What's tragic about this is before she unleashes the little baby blood demon, like she comes in with a bunch of soldiers, and this pterodactyl demon just beats the shit out of all of them, like kills them, wipes them out.
It picks one of them up, drops it, and then stomps on his head like it was a pumpkin.
It's like instead of sacrificing their lives, she could have just unleashed the baby blood demon to begin with, don't you think?
But
probably,
they didn't seem to care about the 100 children, so I don't.
Right, no one really seemed to care about the 100 kids at this point.
Yeah.
But what's also weird about this, just from a movie making standpoint, is while the baby blood demon is fighting the pterodactyl,
that's pretty good. No, I'm in for that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All of our main characters are literally just standing against the wall watching.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Doing nothing
Wouldn't
anymore.
you just stand and watch?
I would too, but I'm just saying when you're like, all right, so my main character of the film we're typing the script. Yeah, he's just standing there watching. There's nothing he has to do.
Well, that's probably why the pterodactyl at some point just rips the baby blood demon in half.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Terrible Actyl a lot too. That's a very good one.
Terrible Actyl.
There was a lot of really good deaths in this movie. There's an earlier one too, when they're running into traps in the jungle, and this guy hits 2 ropes from 2 different trees, and then you watch him get carried up into the air, and it splits his body.
Oh yeah, it rips him
and
apart.
then his head just pops off in the middle, and just like goes up. It's like a fucking field goal between these trees.
Oh my god, yes.
There's so much of that in this movie, and like if you like that kind of stuff, I
God.
highly recommend watching it for that alone.
Well, the movie ends abruptly. Like they beat
Well, we're
the
gonna
monster.
say how
then
the demon dies. We gotta talk
How does
about
the demon die? Tell me.
Chow Yun-Fat walks in with a bazooka,
Oh yeah.
shoots it,
It's not a fucking
and
bazooka.
it just hunches over like it's got a stomach ache, and then it starts to get up. And what does Chow Yun-Fat do? Freaking reloads the rocket launcher, it just shoots it again, and boom, he's done.
Double bazooka. It's great. It's my
He
favorite.
doesn't get an ounce of blood on his white suit the whole movie.
Oh, he's cool.
He's smooth.
So that happens though, and then it does cut to what they're having drinks in like an Andy Sedaris movie. They're having drinks in a condo, and then freeze frame, and then credits.
It's so weird. There's not even audio in the last scene.
Nope.
It's just music.
Rating time.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
All right, guys. I mean, if you got something better, go for it. But I'd like to ask you guys to rate this in 1 out of 100 blood curses. Simple,
Straightforward.
simple,
Nice.
easy to do. It'll look great on the graphics card. But if you got something to fuck that up, go for it, because there's a lot. There's a lot in here. Chris Hutson, please start us off.
We're not gonna let our guest go first.
No, he's gonna
Oh.
go in the middle.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna sandwich him.
All right. Then I'll be really quick with this. This was a great movie to watch with friends. I don't have any friends to watch it with. I bet it would not be as much fun to watch with 100 children, but I don't have 100 children either. So I'm just going to say there's always something completely weird and goofy and stupid looking going on. Like you look away and you look back and it's a completely different scene with something more ridiculous than the last scene. It's insane. It moves really quickly, so that really helps. But I didn't love it as much as I loved Dead Sushi, which is a similar sort of crazy movie. So I'm going to give this one. I mean, this movie's a little more awkward. There's it's just incoherent at times. So I got to bring it down a bit for that. But it's still a lot of fun to watch. Part of me wants to go with the obvious rating of the 77th Blood Curses, but I'm going to go with 85 Blood Curses. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun
nice.
movie.
Jason Huls, how about you?
Yeah, the movie is completely nuts. And like I said earlier, completely unpredictable. And I love that. I love all the quirkiness. I had a lot of fun watching it and trying to figure out what was happening and piecing it together. I would be so down to see another thing
Yeah.
in this series or read about it. So, and I absolutely love the bad guy's dubbed voice, the Prince of Morgic. It's so good. I still say I want this to be a short round Indiana Jones film. I am going to, because somebody always deviates from the rating, so I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to give this movie 88 Wisconsin commercials.
Wow.
All right, Arneson, what do you got for us?
Oh man, it's hard. It's kind of hard to figure it out because I wish I could watch this movie with its dubs, not subs, without commercials because I do feel like it moves really quickly and it's a lot of fun. I agree with Hutson saying that this movie is a lot of fun to watch with friends. I have experienced that a few months ago, and it was a lot of fun to watch with friends. Although I would say that not a lot of it felt memorable. I think me and Mike got to a part of the movie where we're like, did we just get too drunk to the point of this movie originally? Because I do not remember any of this happening. And this should be more memorable than it was. But it definitely captivated me and held my attention throughout this viewing of it. So I'm gonna give it 97 blood curses.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's almost
awesome.
That's 3 fewer blood curses than there are children that die in this movie.
Well, actually, did 200 children die? Because in the flashback, they made the
true.
demon.
Yeah,
That's
good point.
100.
But that was a
big
year
children.
prior, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Every
we saw
3
both.
years.
Yeah, that didn't work out, did it? Anyway, so I thought the movie was very fun. I'm glad you guys liked it a lot. I like the structure of this movie a lot, where it jumps you into this weird thing, and then we go to a flashback that's long, and then we cut out of it, and I remember being like, man, this flashback was really fun. What's the rest of this movie going to be like now? Guess what? It's just more of that. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
In the sense of, if you want more wilder part of the flashback, we got it, because puppet on puppet's going to happen, and you're going to love it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think people should check it out, especially if you like the like Asian martial arts films with weird mythos in it. It's very fun. So I'm going to give it the year the movie came out, 86
Nice.
blood curses.
Nice.
Sweet. It's a good day when the low score is 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Let me check real quick, actually. Prince of Magic, Prince of Magic, Prince of Magic.
Yeah, I wanted to know what Prince of Magic thought.
Holy shit! Oh my god, I'm trying to take a bath here, everyone. What's going on?
What kind of a
you-
bath? A milk bath or a
milk
blood
bath.
bath?
I'm a blood bath, yes, of course. I've taken all the animals in my house and I've gutted them all and put the blood into my bathtub. It's hell to clean up later, but it's a lot of fun. Highly recommended. You guys doing ratings?
Yeah.
Yes.
How would you rate this movie?
100 sacrificed juiced children out
God,
of 100.
No.
What?
Oh,
I'm
God
allowed to
damn
do
it.
that. I'm a
Oh,
magician.
God.
You don't think I'm
Oh,
juiced
no.
the kid before?
Why is the mariachi music playing?
Why is the
that
mariachi music playing backwards like it's some sort of a curse?
Oh. It's the cursed
It's the curse you'll
mariachi
hear
music.
the rest of your lives.
Oh, shit. Wait, for real? Prince of Magic, are you cursing us?
Oh,
No, I'm not a dick.
Oh,
I would never do that. That's Prince of Morgic territory.
On the next episode of B-Movie Mania.
Well, you guys are going to kill me because I kind of floated some ideas to everyone. I had
I'm not gonna kill you.
I had a different movie picked, but then I realized that there's this one movie that I've only seen once, and it's been 25. It was 1996. I remember the day that I saw this movie, the one and only time I've ever seen it. And it's about time we watched a good proper slasher film in this podcast.
Oh.
But not just a slasher film, a supernatural slasher film. We're going to watch one of the Friday the 13th movies, boys. Mike, do you know which one it is? It's the last Friday the 13th movie, unless you count the actual last Friday the 13th movie. We're going to watch Jason Goes to Hell.
I mean, I prefer X, but I'm into hell here. Let's do it.
I thought you guys were going to go to space.
I haven't seen this in 25 years. I don't expect it to hold up, but we have so many inside jokes around this movie. I can't wait to unleash them around the world.
Well, check that out. Where can we watch that, Chris?
That is on HBO Max.
Very nice.
Call me Dragon. Stay away from sex, or you'll have a relapse.
Okay, well, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Chris, thank you again so much for being on. Is there anything that you'd like to plug or promote?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter at Chip Snackerson, and I'll post like show dates or anything I'm doing there. I'm going to be doing a lot of shows at LSI in Chicago and Logan Square, or Logan Square Improv. I highly recommend looking them up, and if you're in the area, definitely come in and see a show there, because every time I go there, I have a hell of a lot of fun. So
It's a fun spot. I've been to a handful of shows there too.
I appreciate
great.
you coming.
Chris Hutson, do you have anything to plug?
I have next week's, I guess it'd be 2 weeks from now, the episode of B-Movie Mania that I've picked out, where we review Jason Goes to Hell. I think everyone should tune in and listen to that.
I was mostly asking for you to say, like, go to store.bmoviemania.com.
Oh, yes. I have T-shirts.
On Instagram.
Yes. all that
Twitter.
Stuff Mike just said.
And we're a Facebook group we have. That's a fun
B-Movie Mania Facebook group. A lot of fun. Buy a T-shirt.
Great. Yep. Buy a T-shirt.
We love Paul's new Sacrifice 100 Children T-shirt.
It's great. It's a wonderful design.
Fantastic shirt, Paul.
Made.
Good job. Good job, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. That's
just juicing kids.
Fuck. Well, Jay, did I miss anything?
You should leave us a rating. Not you, Mike, but the listener should leave us a rating on your favorite podcasting service, because we're led to believe that some people do that for podcasts. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I think that's a thing. So you should leave us a nice review, and we'll maybe read it on here.
We might.
You know what, Jay? I'll do it.
Ooh. Sweet. We'll read it.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you again, everyone, for listening, and thanks again for Chris for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't juice 100 kids. Bye.
Don't do it.
Listen up, Maniacs. Do you have a question or a comment? Would you like to send some bourbon to Uncle Lloydie? You can contact the gang on Facebook at B-Movie Mania. You can also drop them a line at bmoviemania.com. Reach out. Touch them. They're touching themselves. And they might just reach back. I'm Lloyd Kaufman saying, see you next time on B-Movie Mania. Woohoo!